Welcome to DDT, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you from my home here in Columbus. I want to thank all my loyal viewers for tuning in out there in YouTube land here tonight. I'm so glad to have all of you here. It was a great night tonight. I'm so glad to have all of you. I got the news and the notes of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and just jump right into it. New York Jets quarterback Michael Vick, who was on the receiving end of Roger Goodell's justice 7 years ago, defended the embattled NFL commissioner here on Thursday, saying that Goodell doesn't deserve to lose his job. Goodell is under fire amid the intense fallout from the Ray Rice and the Adrian Peterson scandals, or the situations along with the domestic violence allegations involving other players. So basically, Michael Vick is saying, let Goodell keep his job. I disagree with that. I think Goodell needs to go. He knew what was going on with Ray Rice. I think he knew about it. And I think the league just didn't want to address the situation. But also too, amongst all the domestic violence and the child abuse allegations, something along that line, Arizona Cardinals running back Jonathan Dwyer has been placed on the reserved non-football injury list on Thursday. The team announced Arizona has opted to continue paying Dwyer his $730,000 base salary, which comes to $42,941 per week. According to the reports, by putting him on the NFI list, the Cardinals would have to decide not to pay him. So that's where we stand on the Jonathan Dwyer incident right now. I mean, this has been bad. It's been another rough week for the NFL. Roger Goodell has to address more domestic violence issues amongst his players in the National Football League. So basically, Goodell, I don't know what's going to happen to you, man, but it's not looking good for you right now at the start of the season. But you think the NFL's got some problems? Major League Baseball's got some problems as well. Barry Bonds tried to ease his. Let's see here. Barry Bonds tries to erase his conviction as attorneys for both sides were prepped on with skeptical questions from a panel of judges as Barry Bonds seeks to erase his federal convictions for obstruction of justice. The attorneys argued today in a brief hearing on Thursday in front of an 11-judge panel of the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals over Bonds' convictions stemming from his 2003 appearance before a grand jury. Bonds' lawyers Dennis Rodin argued that under the unresponsive answers Bonds gave to a question about whether he had received an injectionable substance did not constitute obstruction. Chief Judge Alex Krasinski replied that one can be misled. The truth led a grand jury down a blind alley, but Judges Susan Garber told prosecutors she doesn't see sufficient evidence that Bonds obstructed justice because he was asked and answered the questions later in his testimony. So that's where we stand with the Barry Bonds issue right now. I'll be back with that later in the show to see where we stand right now. Tonight in college football, it turned out to be better than the NFL game. Auburn beat Kansas State 20-14. Kansas State's miscues hurt them in the end. Jake Waters threw for 245 yards, but he threw 2 interceptions, one in the Auburn red zone. Nick Marshall threw for 231 yards tonight. And it's for the first time since 1984, Auburn beat a top 5 non-conference team. The last time that happened was in '84 when Bo Jackson was at Auburn, and they beat Florida State 42-41. So it's been over 30 years since they beat a top 5 non-conference team. That is a big accomplishment in their own right. So congratulations to Auburn on that feat. And it was a great night for all the way around. And I got some baseball scores here to give you, and there's going to be some major league pennant races and battles for the divisions right now. So I'm going to need you to pay very attention to this. I'm going to try to straighten this all out for you as best I can. Texas beat Oakland 7-2. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 3-2. Pittsburgh beat Boston 3-2 today. The Nationals beat the Marlins 6-2. The Dodgers beat the Cubs 8-4. Cleveland beat Houston tonight 2-1. That was a 13-inning marathon. St. Louis beat Milwaukee 3-2 and 13. I saw the end of that game. I saw that whole game from start to finish in between the college games. Colorado beat Arizona 7-6. San Diego beat Philadelphia 7-3. And the Mariners beat the Angels 3-1. So, the all-important wild card race and the all-important standings and wild card races up to the second. In the American League Central, Kansas City and Detroit did not play today, so the standings have not changed. But, however, starting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on ESPN2, I am going to strongly encourage you to watch that game tomorrow night. It starts a 3-game series between the two teams. As it stands right now, Detroit still has a half-game lead. They have a 3-game series coming up this weekend. It starts tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on ESPN2 out in Kansas City, and I would strongly encourage you to watch that. As it stands right now, as a wild card in the wild card race, Kansas City leads. Oakland has the number 2 spot for now, and Seattle, with their big victory tonight over the Angels tonight, 3-1, they are now only 1 game back of the second wild card spot as it stands right now. Starting tomorrow night, things get changed in a hurry. Hopefully we'll be back on Saturday morning to bring you up to date on what has happened, and hopefully I'll have some news and notes for you. In the National League, St. Louis still leads Pittsburgh by 2.5 in the Central, and out west the Dodgers lead the Giants by 2.5. The 2 wild card spots in the National League belong to San Francisco and Pittsburgh. Milwaukee's now 3.5 games out. So that's where we stand right now. The in the wild card standing right now. I think Oakland, if you ask me, they're not going to get a wild card spot. It's the way they've been playing. They've had the worst slugging percentage since July, so I think Oakland may be done. But the series to watch this weekend, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, Kansas City and Detroit. That is the series to watch this weekend, and I'm telling you, it's going to get crazy. And it's basically a must-win series for both teams because if it turns out, this may mean the playoffs and see where people go. But I'll tell you what, I'm planning on watching that series as much as I can, and I hope everything goes well. Good luck to both teams, and may the best team win. And also tonight, special congratulations to Devin Hester of the Atlanta Falcons for setting an NFL record with his 20th return for a touchdown in his career. When he ran back a 62-yard punt for a touchdown against Tampa Bay on Thursday night, Hester previously shared the record with his mentor Deion Sanders, who was at the game working for CBS and the NFL Network, and saluted Hester on the video board. And later Sanders tweeted his approval. As for the game itself, it was not much of a game. The Falcons beat the Buccaneers 56-14 tonight. And it's ironic. Who was there on the other sideline? None other than Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach and one of the players and the coach that used to be the coach for them. There, let me try this. Remember back when Hester was with the Bears? Do you remember who his coach was? It was none other than Tampa Bay coach Lovie Smith. So I'm sure Lovie was congratulating him on a job well done. Although he was with the Bucs, now he's with the Buccaneers now. We'll have to wait and see what happens from there. So congratulations to you, Devin Hester. You, my friend, are going up on my wall of honor. So congratulations to you, my man. I'm very proud of you, and you deserve it. And if you continue to play healthy, hey, there may be a spot in Canton for you. You may be in the Hall of Fame someday. Just stay healthy, do what you've been doing. I guarantee you, man, you're going to Canton, and you're going to the Hall of Fame, if you ask me. So, on a personal note, I want to thank everybody, all my loyal viewers out there. Tonight's show is being brought to you by you, the viewers. And for all of you, this show is for you. And I want to thank all my loyal viewers for tuning in tonight. And here is my question of the night. And it's a very simple one. Do you think Devin Hester is going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton? Very straightforward. Now, let me repeat it one more time just in case you guys didn't understand it. As a result of what Devin Hester did tonight, do you think, in your opinion, do you think Devin Hester is going to the Hall of Fame? And I'd love to hear from you on that. Shoot me a line. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Google+, and I'm on Twitter. I would love to hear from all of you. I want to thank all my loyal viewers for tuning in out there. I will have my question of the night on my Facebook page if you want to have a chance to answer it. But until next week and until Saturday morning, I just want to thank all my loyal viewers for tuning in. And I just want to say, this is Scott Manning saying good night, good luck, and thank you. And I thank you, and good night.